Hello, my name's Dr. Damien Mansell. I'm a senior lecturer in geography and GIS. I've been asked to put together this video on what a hybrid teaching session looks like. So we have students joining me virtually and students joining me in the class. So I'm going to offer you some tips and tricks for how I've been running these sessions since the start of term. I've got 7 tips and tricks to share with you, and I'll run through these in order that I run them in the session. So number 1 is audio testing. As the students arrive to the class and as the students are logging in to their machines, I make sure I have some audio playing in the background. This enables students who are joining me from the session remotely to test their audio system out, make sure that's working, but also quite often these students are joining 5 or sometimes even 10 minutes early in the session, so they can carry on with their work. And when I'm ready to start the session, the music will stop and I'll start making the class announcements. Otherwise, the students will have to keep checking their audio is working, or worse, I'll have started the session and they wouldn't have realized because they might have noticed that their headphones aren't plugged in or something like that. So you may have noticed I'm running a little bit of audio now. It also serves as a bit of an icebreaker because the students start filling up that chat with what music is Damien playing now? Can you recognize it? Posted in the chat. Number 2 isn't a tip, but it's just to say that it's been crucial for the success of my hybrid sessions is to use the broadcast Teams capability of the room. So this room has conference facilities, so I can use the mic and I can use the camera and I connect to Teams, and students virtually can hear my announcements, and students in the room hear the announcements through the PA system. So rooms where you have these conference facilities set up is really valuable. If you log in through the lectern, and you can broadcast Teams that way rather than using your laptop. If you're in a room that doesn't have that set up, then there are additional challenges such as the feedback and echo of the audio, and that requires a whole different set of tips and tricks, maybe a different video altogether. Number 3 is screens. So during the session, I broadcast the Teams to the students in the room. So actually, I usually have the chat window open, and the students, as they're working through the session on the computers in front of them, can see then what the students are contributing to during the session in the chat window. Okay, so they can see how the students are engaging, what questions come up, and likewise, the virtual students can see how the students in the room are engaging through the discussions and through raising of hands. Number 4 is making use of the Teams functionality. So unlike my sync sessions where I'm using external tools like Padlet or Mentimeter, which work really well, when I'm trying to conduct a session with students in the room and students online, I just go for simplicity. So I make the most of the Teams functionality. If I want a poll, I use the virtual hand, raising of the hand. So I might ask a question like, who thinks the proportional symbol map is preferable? Raise your hand. Those in the class raise their physical hand, of course, and those online are raising their virtual hand as a way of polling and as a way of showing their preference. And of course, the chat window is something that keeps us engaged, keeps us chatting throughout the course. Session, questions and answers pop up in there. Number 5, Teams invite and unmute. So just like in a sync session, students can raise their hand at any time and unmute, and their question or discussion point is broadcast to the room. For the students in the room, when they have a question, I just say it out through repeat it through the microphone so everyone has the benefit of hearing the question. It would be good to have a boom mic or a 2-meter stick with a microphone on the end. But at the moment, I'm just repeating what the students say to the entire cohort. Number 6 is personalized learning approach. So I've already outlined how I make announcements to the entire cohort. With students in this course, it's problem-based learning. So they're going through bespoke handout material that I've designed. And as they go through the session, I can go around to the students, check in on them, give them some personalized feedback or answer their questions. And I offer that opportunity to the students virtually as well. So they can raise their hand, and if they want to, they can share their screen. We can do that in a breakout room if needs be, or if the student prefers that. So we can troubleshoot, we can take questions, and we offer this personalised learning approach. Now, we do that because we use problem-based learning, which of course is nothing new, but it just means that the session isn't just a constant discussion or constant announcements. It's actually broken down into announcements, discussions, and then majority of it is that personalised interaction. And for that, I have David Heingrich, a geography GIS specialist, and PTAs who help with the interactions and answering questions in here and online. Number 7 is a reflective learning activity. So at the end of the session, or before the end of the session, I stop the activity and we have a discussion reflecting on the content that we've learned for the day. That's important so that the students remotely can engage with the cohort, and we can all learn together. We can check on progress, see that we're all sort of coming in at the similar experiences towards the end of the practical. And it's important throughout the session as well, just to check in on the virtual learners and check that they're still there. And again, I use the polling and the raising of hands for that. So that's the 7 tips. And I thought it probably worth just saying that for resilient teaching, of course, I'm constantly learning, constantly developing the way I do it. So I'm in week 3 now. I've had 9 sessions in here. Hopefully by the end of the course, I'll have learned a heck of a lot more, and I might be looking back at this cringing saying, why am I doing it that way? So if you have any other tips and suggestions, then do feel free to share them right back with me. Good luck with your sessions, and thanks for listening.